And welcome back to the Paul Holden Details channel, and a happy new year to everyone. Can you say that when we're nearly at the end of January? Yes, you can. Happy new year, and I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Right, in this video we're going to be doing a deep clean, a winter wash on my dirty diesel Skoda Rapid. Yes, that is the lovable family wagon. There's only two of us left here. Well, minus the dogs, and we've got three of those now. Oh, don't even go there. Anyway, I'm going to talk about some products briefly. You may not have seen these, but you may have seen them on my Pimpstagram, link above. This is Rhino Shine. Now, these guys are actually detailers. We've been using these products for quite some time now when we're doing cars, and we don't always show cars on film. I'm a part-time detailer, by the way, and product reviewer, in case you haven't guessed. You may not have heard of these. These are pretty strong, I will say that. This is highly dilutable, this stuff. That's a citrus pre-wash from Rhino Shine. We also have a wheel cleaner, a non-acidic wheel cleaner. I'll put a link where you can get these products underneath this video. I've kind of changed how I clean wheels, and it's all to do with working with Terry. You may remember Terry, the pro detailer, like Paul. I spent another day with him, not on camera because we ended up doing 6 cars in a van, and that was on the 21st of December. And had a really good time, apart from his van breaking down. Oh dear. Anyway, I've changed the way I clean wheels very slightly, and it works very well. More about that in the video. We also have a shampoo from Squid Ink. This is the HD vehicle shampoo. Got quite a few products from Squid Ink to go through this year. We also have Sheen, which is a wet coat product, one of those sprayable ones. You can actually put this in a pump sprayer as well as a pump foamer, and you can put it in the lance. More about that later on in this video. So that is a wet coat, lasts about 2 months. Sheen from Mile Deep, good old Mile Deep. Going back to my pump sprayers, pump foamers, you'll see me use one of these in the video, or so I thought, one of these. This is the Schrader valve, the IK sprayer or pump foamer 2. That's probably wrong. Anyway, it's a second version of it. Very, very effective. You can put a bike pump on this, pump it up, or if you've got an air compressor, get loads of air in it, and it produces a really luxurious foam. Very, very good. In the video, I think I ended up using this one, which is the version before. Not quite as effective. It's a little bit dribbly. That's probably my age. Anyway, enough about my age and enough about pump sprayers and foamers. It's hot chocolate season. Or if you're watching this in the evening and you finish work, it's the rest of the mulled wine which you didn't get through, you know, the stuff at the back of the cupboard or in the basket you've got in your lounge like the one we've got. Yeah, mulled wine season. Get loads and loads of oranges and put it in. It's not that strong in case you add screen wash or vodka. No, don't do that. Stop it, Paul. Anyway, enough about that. Pull up a chair, put your feet up and roll the video. Here we go then. Brace yourself for the utter dirt fest. Just over 2 months, yes, just over 2 months this car's been like this. You should be ashamed of yourself. Well, it's not for the want of trying to get out there and do the car over the Christmas period, but the Christmas period was rather chilly, and we had a thing called frost, and I don't want to risk my pressure washer or my well-being, to be honest with you. I don't want to freeze to death. Oh yeah, like the video. It's free to like a video. It's also free to subscribe, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. So this is a build-up of a traffic film. It's what I call dirty car weather. It's the in-between stage of not raining, but kind of drizzling, and then getting a heavy frost. And then the gritters come out, and they put all the salt all over the roads, and we end up with this horrible black mess. And it just gets everywhere. The front of the vehicle isn't too bad, but the rest of it, well, yeah, not good. So we're using the RIMMATS once again, even though we're on the road and we don't have to worry about stones. I'm going to park it on these. It makes it a damn sight easier to clean. As if by magic. Yep, Rhino Shine Citrus Pre-Wash and the non-acidic wheel and tyre cleaner from Rhino Shine, which is also a fallout remover. Yes, it's a fallout remover. I left that one out. Little trick up its sleeve. 15:1 ratios, and that is on both of the products. I'll put a link where you can get these products from. A rather closer look at this. Yep, alright, finish reading. Yep, come on, Paul, get on with it.
Busting out the big guns, the Ava Master P80. A rather heavy bit of kit, but very, very powerful. Great for jobs like this. So on the day, I am choosing to use the same dilution rate on both products, around 8:1. But 8:1 in the pump foamer, and when we go to do the citrus, exactly the same. But we're going to switch tools. So I haven't rinsed the wheels at all. I'm going straight in with the chemicals. This is something I learned from TYRE, and we've started doing it, me and Paul, using the chemicals in a more effective manner, should I say. These are strong chemicals, and you will see in a moment just how strong they are. And don't worry, they're safe. So at the moment we haven't touched those wheels, we haven't gone with any wash media, nothing. We've just coated the wheels in the wheel and tyre cleaner with fallout remover, I might add. Watch this. I know what you're thinking. Everything looks great wet. Well, this is when it's dry. Yeah, this is dry. This is one hit. Not perfect. So we go in again, but we dilute the product down. So all I did was top up the IK foamer with some water and went straight in again. So I'm not just using a wheel willy, I'm going to bust out the lolly on a stick. These have been renamed. This is the Sponge Guru. More about that at the very end of the video. You've got to watch this video to the end. And don't fast forward, you just miss bits. So once again, a quick crafty look at the citrus pre-wash to remind ourselves what it can actually do. We're going to switch tools now. IK pump sprayer. So the reason we attack the rear of the vehicle first is quite simple. It is the worst part of the vehicle. So obviously if you're doing this in the summer, do not allow any products to dry on your car. You will experience streaks. If you wonder what the noise is in the background, that is Michael, my neighbour. Bless him. And yes, you can use this on your glass as well. If your glass is that bad. So don't be in a hurry to quickly power wash this off. Let it do its thing. So after 10 to 15 minutes has passed, we're going to start rinsing the vehicle. Pay close attention to an issue on the bumper and the tailgate. Now this has nothing to do with the chemical. I have done this so many times. We have streaking. Now, as I mentioned about leaving chemicals on too long, it has nothing to do with that, and you'll see why in a moment. Once I've finished mucking around with my nozzle, Now, people watching this are probably thinking, I hope you're going to remove that number plate. Believe it or not, that number plate has been removed and this car has been machine polished and decontaminated. I mentioned the word decontamination. It appears that these streaks are contaminants, i.e. iron fallout is going to be needed to shift those grimy spots, those streaks. You'd have thought you had this all over the car. No, it's on the tailgate. It's really odd. I think he's missed a bit. No one's perfect, you know. Why is it? Why do you keep missing that bit under the tailgate? What's wrong with you, Paul? So I mentioned about streaking. On the sides of the vehicle, didn't experience anything like it at all. It gets rid of the grime. It's nice and white again. However, we are going to use a separate product to go over the vehicle to make sure we shift any iron out the clear coat. If you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. There's the link. If you don't want to click that, just search Paul Dolden Details on Instagram. Just give me a follow or send me a DM. So these streaks we're going to deal with zero iron oxide from Garage Therapy. This is our fallout remover. It's a gel-like formula. So you're going to allow this to dwell and then we're going to rinse it off. What you can do once you've done it, you can actually use it a bit like a shampoo. You can then proceed to massage it, lovely word, with your wash mitt. Don't worry, it's been dissolved. It's not going to scratch the clear coat. Yeah, we've got stuff on the sides of the vehicle, believe it or not. Stay tuned right to the end of this video because I'd love to know your thoughts on decontaminating your clear coat. How often do you guys do it? Next up is the vehicle shampoo from Squid Ink. This is HD Pure. There's Paul lending a hand. Now, take a gander at the Lance. That is the new version from MJJC. While I was editing the video, I got a message from those guys. They're actually recalling that. They're sending out a new version because the bottles were cracking. More about that at the end of the video. So around 100 ml in the Lance. We're going to coat the car, make sure it's fully lubed up. And then we're going to shoot the rest of that shampoo in the bucket. Anyone else do that? Have a wash mitt and then doesn't actually put their hand in it? So I have used this shampoo before. It's got tons of lubricants. It's a pleasant smelling shampoo. It does a good job. Now don't worry about that bit underneath the tailgate. I'm going to coat that with more soapy suds to reduce marring. Don't worry, it's plenty soft lubricants all over that. Lots of foam. So if you are confident in your pre-wash, there really is no need to use 2 wash mitts. However, if you've missed anything, I urge you use 2 wash mitts just in case you get any wash marring. Yeah, please subscribe. So Mr. Bigfoot coming in with his ski boots on. A quick rinse-a-roo. Ski boot alert. I haven't just done that for fun. Well, I have. Protect your feet. Don't get soggy feet. There's nothing worse than soggy feet. So this is Sheen from Mile Deep. This is a wet coat product. A hydrophobic, a rinse aid if you will. 75ml in that 1.5 litre pump sprayer. Not foamer. That is a pump sprayer. You can use a foamer. Now the downside using a sprayer is it's quite difficult to see, especially on a white car. Paul doing a wonderful job there. So once you've let this dwell for a moment, and I mean a moment, you can then proceed to rinse it off. Now, top tip for you, make sure you've got a narrow blast of water, i.e. adjust your pressure washer. Don't go in with a wide fan. It doesn't seem to work that well. This is a sheeting product, not a beading product. Yes, it's a sheeter. Designed for speed and just to coat your car in some form of LSP, some last stage protection. I prefer using these in the winter months just because they're convenient and they're speedy. And it is safe to use on glass, by the way. Oh, and lights. So although we have got it on the glass, we are going to be treating the glass very, very soon. Don't worry about that. So busting out the Mile Deep drying towels. You're going to see more from Mile Deep this year. Always do your glass first. So once we've finished drying, it's time for this. This is Clean and Repel Invisible Glass, Stoner's Invisible Glass. There's several products from these guys out there. Don't worry, I'll put a link where you can get this from. So this is a topper. If you've already got a dedicated glass sealant on your car, you can actually use this to top it up. If you haven't got one, try it. I've always had a glass sealant on my car, so I can't report on that. All I'm doing is topping up protection. I can report, since making this video, that it works over 40 miles an hour, i.e. when you're driving your car in the rain, over 40 miles an hour, the beads start disappearing off your windscreen and you end up with a nice clear view. The faster you go, the better it is. I'm not telling people to drive faster, that's how it works. Anything under 40 miles an hour, it doesn't really do a lot. Drying time now, yeah, that is available below. Quick linkaroo to the blower. You've got to dry your wheels, you've got to dry your car, dry your tyres before you apply any dressings or sealants, otherwise they just won't stick. This is CarPro Dark Side, silicone base this is. It's rather glossy, but it does hang around for a long time, and more about that at the very end of the video. I'm going to leave you with some nice floaty shots, and I'll see you back in the Pratt Cave. Come on, Paul, get on with it.
And yes, I'm still wearing a tea cozy on my head. I really enjoyed doing this. I love doing my own car. I love cleaning my own car. I just do. And those of you watching this will probably feel the same way. There's nothing better than doing your own car. Thanks for Paul for popping along and give us a hand. It's always good to chat while you're doing your car, or chatting to the postman, the delivery guy, or your neighbour. I love it. I love doing my car, especially outside here. It's fantastic. I've got wonderful neighbours. Anyway, enough about my neighbours. I am going to talk briefly about the products. So, the citrus pre-wash. This is highly dilutable, although on the day I chose to do it around about a 1:8 ratio. You can probably get away with 1:12, 1:15 in fact, depending on the severity of the filth. Now, as you saw by this video, there was an issue on the tailgate and on the bumper. Wasn't so much down the sides of the car, and this is due to contamination. Now, I've been talking to a couple of people about this, about how often you should decontaminate your car, i.e. using the iron oxide or your chosen fallout remover. And I think it's probably about every 3 months, or maybe third wash even. Whether you agree with that, let me know. If you agree with that, let me know in the comments section, because I find that, especially where my car is parked. Now, I work on the railway infrastructure, although my car is parked quite a way away from the track, and of course brake dust from trains obviously is the worst enemy. It's just the worst thing ever, brake dust from trains. If you ever see a vehicle on the railway, you'll know. Anyway, the back of my car wasn't that great. The pre-wash did its thing, got rid of all the grime, but we had this streaking issue. Now, you might think, well, maybe you've left it on there too long. Possibly. Not as long as I left the wheel cleaner on. That's because I had a visit from the boiler man. Thanks, Rob, for coming around, but yeah, don't leave it on too long, especially on a warm day. Don't leave products on your car for too long. Luckily enough, it was a cold day. Anyway, did a really, really good job, especially on the front of the car, down the sides, and around the back of the car. Yes, it did a good job, but of course we had the interference of the fallout, the embedded iron contaminants in my clear coat. Got rid of those with wonderful iron oxide. Now, you can use iron oxide actually as a kind of like a fallout shampoo. Once you've initially done it, you can then massage it, what a lovely word, massage it into your clear coat, and then you'll get like a second reaction, which I did. And it works very, very well. The wheel cleaner. Now, the wheel cleaner, I've chosen to do it like this. You don't have to do it. I would literally spray the wheel. I won't pre-rinse it unless it's covered in, like, you know, thick clumps of clay, or you've been off-roading. That's just common sense approach. I'll leave it on for as long as possible, and then I'll rinse it off, and then I'll go in for a second go with it, and I will dilute it back down again, i.e. whatever I've used out of that pump sprayer, I'll just chuck some water in it and dilute it further, because it's already done the donkey work. Sorry, donkeys, but it's done the work. So when you go for a second clean, you're just finishing off what you may have missed, and you can go in with your wheel mitts, your easy brushes, your wheel woolies, or you can use the Sponge Gurus. They are not Huygen Car Care anymore. That's the sponges on sticks. I'll put a link down where you can get those from. They've actually renamed, they've rebranded. Still the same stuff, this is renamed. So, a little point of reference there. When it comes to shampoo, yeah, really nice shampoo. Loads and loads of lubricants. It smells nice. Please don't ask me what it smells of, because I think at the time I did this, I had a bunged up nose and it was a freezing cold day. But you can use this via your lance, or you can just shoot it into your bucket. Now, the lance. Now, the lance is the MJJC new version. I believe this is the V3. It's actually been recalled because of a leaking issue. You might see in the video there are some drips coming down. Paul accidentally dropped it in the back of his van, so you're not talking about a long height. You're not talking about a big gap between him and the floor, put it like that, and it cracked. So there's been a recall, so you won't see the V3 on this channel just yet. They're redoing those. When it comes to using the Mile Deep Sheen, now you can put this in your lance. There is the dilution rates on here, and I'm not going to read them out to you. You can check it out on the actual website. It was 75 ml in 1.5 litres of water. 1.5 litres is in these pump sprayers. You can use it in a pump sprayer or a pump foamer. Now, when you use it in a pump foamer, you'll get obviously foam, really. If you use it in a pump sprayer, you won't get the foam. It makes it a little bit difficult to see. Paul was spraying the car. He was having to go around a few times just to make sure he got the entire car. You'll probably get 2 months, 3 months at a push out of one of these products. It's a really easy product to apply. When it's a freezing cold day and you're out there and the light is going, I really just reach for one of these products. The last stage protection, this is the Gloss Drying Aid. It's a drying aid essentially, but it does add the protection and you can go over the entire car. Now, a couple of the products you won't see in the Pratt Cave are the CarPro Dark Side, which I absolutely adore. I ran my car for the first 3 days, and here's some shots of after 3 days of use. Yeah, it is still on the car, and it's still on the car now. So it's a week since I've shot this video. Been using the car every day, and it's still on there. It's actually silicone based, as opposed to CarPro Pearl, the rubberized sealant, or the one you use for your engine bays and the interiors. I do like CarPro Pearl, but I actually prefer this one as a tyre dressing or tyre sealant. It's a little bit like Garage Therapy's tyre serum. So it's a sealant, serum, whatever you want to call it, long lasting, silicone based. You may not like the glossy finish. I happen to like the contrast between the black and the white on my car. I think it looks really good. So that's my opinions on that. There's a load of products I've got to get through this year, and I must make some apologies again for not producing more videos, but I've actually been doing the job, and it's really cold outside, and I don't want to break my pressure washer. I don't want to freeze my feet. Yes, I'm still wearing Crocs. Crocs and socks, they're the way forward. What a fashion victim. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out all the back catalogue. Don't leave. I'll put some videos up. You can watch them. Finish your red wine off, or your mulled wine, and just enjoy the rest of your day or your evening. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again on another video. Give it that. What I meant to say was, I'll see you again on another video. I don't often keep bloopers in, but that's a corker. See you later, guys.